Now let's open the index.php file, and for this date, we'll change it with the publication date. I don't know exactly in blog platform like WordPress whether it show create date or publication date. But for this project, we'll show the publication date. So let's go ahead and change it in the model. We change it to publish at. Let's see. I get an error. Call to member function div for humans on an object. This error because the Eloquent assume published at column as a string. To make it Eloquent, treat it as object of Carbon. On the top here, let's define dates attribute and specify the column name. Refresh. I still got error. Now the error occurs because there is a post which published at has null value. In this case, drop post. Although we will not display that, but it's better to fix this error. So in this date accessor, we make sure that published at is not null. Let's try again. Okay, the error is gone. And if you take a look at here, we get some posts with empty date, and we'll hide this later. Let's go back to our editor and open the blog controller. In the index method, let's make a little bit change again. For example, we call published method, which means we'll just display all published posts only. To make it readable, we make it in few lines. Now let's make a scope called published in the post model. We define the scope here. And within the scope, let's perform a filter to the post which the published date is less than or equal to the current time. Let's test. I think there's something wrong. Let's go back to our editor again and jump to blog controller. And in this index method, let's debug the query. Okay, now we can figure out the problem here. The now function cannot be used here because Laravel treats as a string. So let's go back to the post model and change it with current time using Carbon. And don't forget to import the namespace up here. Let's try again. Alright, now the filter is worked. I think the sorting problem happened because this scope. We should be define a parameter, for example query, and we replace this keyword with a query. Reload the page again. Okay, now the query ran as expected. Now let's go back to blog controller and hide the query log. Let's see. Okay, now it's display only post that has been published. The drop post and scheduled posts will not be displayed. Before we end this video, let's change the blog menu. And before that, we change the route for the blog index. Let's call it blog, for example. Then we open main.php file in layouts directory, and we change it to route blog. Okay, nice. And here, I'll save all file changes to my Git repository.